Hi, we are going to talk about our next essay, which is a definition and example essay related to our book, The Wanderings of Odysseus. So let's look at the prompt together. All right, our prompt says, in Rosemary Sutcliffe's retelling of Homer's The Odyssey, she recounts the story of Odysseus' journey from the shores of Troy back to Ithaca. Along the way, Odysseus defeats monsters, loses ships and men, and is held captive by a goddess. He returns home to find that suitors are squandering his wealth and wooing his wife. Is Odysseus the prototypical hero, or is he an anti-hero? In a 600 to 800 word, 5-paragraph essay, give the definition of a hero and 3 examples of Odysseus as a hero, or in a 600 to 800 word, 5-paragraph essay, give the definition of an anti-hero and 3 examples of Odysseus as an anti-hero. So at the center of this essay, you have to decide, is Odysseus a hero or is he an anti-hero? So hero is, we all know examples of heroes, somebody who's brave, strong, courageous. So what we did in class this week was we started with that. We started with some attributes of heroes, right? And kind of formed our definition around them. And an anti-hero is a protagonist who's marked by their flaws, right? So you think of like Iron Man, Walter White from Breaking Bad, right? So these men who are just, or women who are really flawed, but they're still the protagonists of the story. And so you kind of just have to decide, like, do you focus more, or think of Odysseus more as a person who exhibits those characteristics of a hero, like bravery, courage, strength, or do you think of him more as an anti-hero, more as someone who has these really fatal flaws, like pride, selfishness, folly, right? And those are kind of what mark him as a character. So you'll pick one of those 2 positions and then spend some time brainstorming about examples from this story. So now we're going to switch over to my outline, and I'm going to show you kind of how I organized each of those potential essays, and then we'll kind of walk through it. Okay. So for the first example, I did hero. So my thesis statement, and remember this is the sentence that guides my whole paper. Odysseus fulfills the expectations and demands of a hero because he's wise, courageous, and strong. Excuse me. So I'm answering the question of the prompt, right? Odysseus is a hero because he's wise, courageous, and strong. So I have my 3 examples in the thesis. And then my point 1 will be about wisdom, right? How is he a wise hero? And I want you to notice that I do think this essay lends itself really well to using examples from the book. So feel free to go through the book, find examples of this, and I've shown you how to put those in your outline. We will talk more next week in class about how to incorporate those in the body paragraphs. But I think that's a great idea for this one. You'll have your transition sentence. My point 2 is about bravery, and my point 3 is about strength. Okay, so that's my position. I think that Odysseus is a hero. He exhibits these 3 characteristics of a hero, right? He's an example of a hero in these 3 ways, and that's that essay. Okay, alternatively, I could argue that no, Odysseus is an anti-hero, right? He has these very great flaws. He is an anti-hero. So here's my thesis statement for that essay. Odysseus' great flaws, which lead to the death of all of his men in his charge, denounce him as a hero, and prove that he is an anti-hero because of his pride, weakness, and poor leadership. Right, so I'm saying that that's really how I would characterize Odysseus. These are 3 things that anti-heroes do. He does these things, he must be an anti-hero. So first I'm going to talk about his pride, like when he tells Cyclops, like, it was me, Odysseus, I'm the one who, yeah. And then Cyclops gets his dad, Poseidon, to make Odysseus' life really miserable for him and then kill all of his men. Right? They don't all die in the ocean. My second one is foolishness. And my third point is that he's a poor leader, right? So I've given examples of each of those things. And so there is that outline as well. So I have put the prompt and the outline for you in Blackboard, so feel free to look at it. Let me know if you have any questions. Your outline is going to be due before your essay that we'll write in class soon, so get ready for that. Yeah, but have a good week.